Hello, in this video we will discuss about the hypogonadism. So the hypogonadism is the problem in which the hormone level in the male and female body will decrease with the normal as compared to the normal range. So let's begin to understand. This is the higher brain cortex, which that is the midbrain contain hypothalamus and pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is involving the major process for the homeostasis of the gonad development in the stage of puberty. So here is the pituitary gland which that contain hypothalamus. So on the onset of the puberty, that is gonadotropin releasing hormone will activate and stimulate and increase the hypothalamus to release the gonadotropin releasing hormone from the hypothalamus, which that will stimulate the adenohypophysis at anterior pituitary gland to stimulate the cell of the adenohypophysis by the binding due to the neurosecretory cell, which that stimulate to produce luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. For female, the target of the luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone is the ovary, while the male is the testis. So this is the reproductive gonads. This is the collectively we can say this is the gonad, and this is the uterus and endometrium and fallopian tube and ovary. The major target of the follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone to the ovary and testes. Onset of the puberty, it will increase, but here is the testosterone will be decreased due to the testis problem, and the estradiol and progesterone will be decreased. And in this way here, if the pituitary gland normal, so the primary hypogonadism. If the pituitary gland and hypothalamus no function, is secondary hypogonadism. So let's begin to understand the function of the testosterone and estrogen and progesterone in the female. So remember, the testosterone is a male hormone, while the estrogen and progesterone is a female steroid, and the testosterone is a male steroid hormone, which that is regulate the normal function of the body. So the testosterone is a muscle mass increase, bone density, hair on skin, deep voice, and primary and secondary sexual characteristics, musculature, stamina, and strength. While the estrogen and progesterone is the female hormone, the female steroid hormone, which that female look and appearance look like a female, and development of mammary gland, libido, menstrual cycle, bone density, and adipose tissue development. On the same case, the testosterone is also increase the libido in the male. So I hope you make sense these things. So let's begin to understand how its function and how the hypogonadism will occur. So let's begin to understand the physiology of the female reproductive system. This is the fallopian tube, endometrium, uterus, cervix, vagina, and ovary. This is the reproductive part of the female. So let's begin to zoom the ovary, which that is a function of ovary. What is this? So here I am drawing the ovary, which that is contain primary follicles. On the onset of the birth of the female, the primary follicle will develop, and in this way the follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone on the onset of puberty will lead to follicle atresia. In this way the follicle will develop due to the follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone due to the external and internal stimulus from the brain. So in this way here is the production of follicle development is known as the follicular genesis will in the ovary will release the egg is known as the ovulation, lead to the glandular tissue, yellowish glandular tissue is known as the corpus luteum. While after the menstruation, if the fertilization will not occur via sperm, so the menstruation will be occur, and again the cycle will be occur, and this cycle is known as the menstrual cycle. While here is the basically the corpus luteum produce progesterone and estrogen, which that is estrogen produced from the ovary, and endometrium development and pregnancy retention will be occur through this hormone. and if the corpus luteum will not develop, and on the other hand, if the pregnancy will not occur, so in this way the corpus luteum will degenerate and lead to menstruation and trigger more primary follicle. So in this way, the negative feedback due to the increase of the estrogen and progesterone will lead to inhibit the follicle stimulating hormone through gonadotropin releasing hormone decrease. This is the normal function. While if we will discuss about the male reproductive organ testes, which that here is contained the ductus deferens, head of epididymis. This is the efferent tubule, and this basically is the septum, and the seminiferous tubule is the internal which that is used for the development of the sperm, and this is the lobule. So let's begin to understand the seminiferous tubule, the cross section, for understanding where the binding of the follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. So this is the different part. Here is the basically is the spermatogonium, and this is the myoid cell, and this spermatogonium which that develop the spermatids, spermatocyte to spermatid, and this is the Leydig cell. Leydig cell is very important for the binding of follicle stimulating hormone to release the testosterone, and the basically the basal lamina, and this is the Leydig cell. And in this way the testosterone will increase, will lead to trigger the spermatogonium to produce the sperms, is known as the spermatogenesis in the lumen. So this sperms is the mature. If the follicle stimulating hormone will not produce, so it means the pituitary gland dysfunction. While if the pituitary gland is functional but the Leydig cell is dysfunction, it means the follicle stimulating hormone will not bind to not produce testosterone. So let's begin to understand the symptom of male and female we will cover collectively. So the low energy level, poor mood, poor sleep, and lack of concentration, insufficient memory, and the multiple muscle skeletal pain, musculoskeletal pain, injuries of the muscle, fat gain, weight gain, and inability to tone or maintain the muscle mass, premature ejaculation, a low sex drive. For female we will discuss, so also the less libido and the menstrual cycle problem, menopause, less libido, loss of pregnancy, and loss of mammary gland. So in this way the all symptoms which that is the basically the phenotypically we can identify, while on the other hand the reasons we will discuss. If there are many reasons, basically it can be a genetic means the epigenetics and the DNA methylation, and there are a lot of problem, and embryonic problem. During the embryogenesis the problem will be occur, the testes will be shrink, or testes will not well grow. Physiological and trauma, medication and obesity, substance uses history, environmental toxin, radiations, chemical exposure, depression, metabolic syndromes, other medical condition, and less exercise, poor diet and poor sleeping, and synthetic hormone boosting agents we can use to decrease this problem. So that is why hypogonadism will occur due to the drug abuse. Drug abuse means that synthetic testosterone for increasing the stamina and endurance during the exercise for the competition in bodybuilding. So health issue we will discuss. Let's begin to understand. Health issue due to the hypogonadism is heart disease and elevating blood pressure, elevating cholesterol, elevating the sugars, and leading to diabetes, cancers, depression, obesity, and early dementia, lungs disease, a mental health disorder, hormonal health function. Basically, the hormonal health function will decrease, and the osteoporosis and bone deformities and menopause and muscle cramp. So I want to share that the basically is the increase of the cholesterol due to the not using for the production of the testosterone and estrogen. So we can manage how to treat hypogonadism. So how to treat normally. So in this way here is basically is the exercise is the best remedy for the increase of testosterone, because the breakdown of muscle will lead to uptake of testosterone, as well as on the other hand important thing is that the male and female reproductive system will be developed more efficiently, while on the other hand the regular check is necessary for the maintenance of the testosterone and estrogen for female, and hormonal therapy is used when the testosterone will very low, and estrogen and testosterone synthetically externally will inject through injection, while here the fat and protein rich amount of food we can add in our diet to boost the testosterone and estrogen. So thanks for watching. Bye.